From Washington, this is VOA News. I'm Marty Johnson reporting. The top suspect linked to the November 13th terror attacks in France has been arrested in Belgium, according to a Belgian minister. Salah Abdeslam was arrested by Belgian police during a raid today. VOA's Jamie Dettmer on why Belgium and European investigators had such high hopes of finding him.
He was the young man who slipped across back into Belgium on the night of the attacks as they were being carried out, or shortly after, and has been on the run ever since.
News reports from the region confirm a total of 3 suspects taken into custody. European Union leaders approved a revised deal with Turkey on Friday to curb the flow of migrants into Europe. Lisa Bryant reports from Paris.
On the table is a revised plan agreed to by European Union leaders that would see Ankara take back those without legal papers who reach Greece from Turkish shores. It also foresees a one-for-one swap of Syrian asylum seekers between Turkey and the EU. Turkey would get more EU financial aid for coping with the migrants, visa-free travel for its citizens, and accelerated EU membership talks. Greek authorities say they fear a rush of asylum seekers to the country before any deal comes into force. Lisa Bryant for VOA News, Paris.
The Obama administration is calling on Iran to free 2 U.S. citizens, a father and son, apparently being held in a notoriously brutal Iranian prison. Authorities arrested businessman Siamak Namazi in October and his 80-year-old father Bakir last month. Both are U.S. and Iranian citizens. This is VOA News. Russia has removed most of its strike aircraft from Syria and not conducted airstrikes there this week, according to a U.S. military source. A spokesman for the U.S. Military Central Command that oversees operations in the Middle East told Pentagon reporters today the majority, if not all, of their strike aircraft have left. The Russian military still has helicopters and transport aircraft in Syria, along with Russian ground forces, according to the spokesman. Mohammed Jamal Qais, a 26-year-old American who defected from the Islamic State group earlier this week, has admitted he wasn't thinking straight when he decided to join the militant group in the Middle East this year. He said he made a bad decision to go with a girl and go to Mosul. VOA journalist Sirwan Kajo spoke with Qais' family and says the interviews with the defected fighter revealed disillusionment with the militant group.
Basically saying and reiterating what U.S. officials and Western officials have been saying about ISIS and its atrocities and its everything that ISIS does on the ground. Muhammad, basically, as a former ISIS member, told what the situation it is on the ground.
Meantime, a U.S. federal judge has ruled another American, Mufid El-Giha, will spend up to 22 and a half years in prison for trying to recruit terrorist fighters and raise funds for the Islamic State. The World Health Organization reports an outbreak of yellow fever in Luanda, the capital of Angola, has now spread to 7 other provinces, as well as the Democratic Republic of Congo and Kenya. The WHO is calling for a large-scale vaccination campaign to stop the spread of the disease. Lisa Schlein reports for VOA from Geneva.
The World Health Organization says the number of confirmed deaths from yellow fever in Angola now stands at 146, with 885 suspected cases. The UN agency says outbreaks of yellow fever in an urban setting are generally more dangerous and difficult to contain because the disease can spread easily from one person to another. It says a largely unvaccinated vaccinated population that is bitten by infected mosquitoes can trigger an epidemic. Vaccination is the most important preventive measure against yellow fever. The mosquito that transmits yellow fever is the same one responsible for the Zika virus, dengue fever, and chikungunya. Lisa Schlein for VOA News, Geneva.
President Barack Obama on Sunday will travel to Cuba in a trip that is being anticipated as an historic chance to thaw relations with the island nation. Both Democratic and Republican lawmakers will join the president on the trip, though many in Congress still oppose the idea as well as the overall thawing of relations. The visit makes him the first U.S. sitting president to visit in nearly 90 years. I'm Marty Johnson.
That's the latest world news from VOA.